And welcome back to today's edition of Indiana Hockey Pregame Live on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Garrett Drake, and today we have the second match of this weekend matinee between the Miami of Ohio Redhawks and the Indiana Club Ice Hockey. Yesterday in Miami, Indiana took a tough loss 3-0, and they were able to limit the Miami offense, who averages 7 goals a game this season. Sammy Billis was in net for Indiana, and he was able to stop 30 of 33 shots. So that was what Indiana was hoping for. The only problem with that was they were unable to generate anything on the offensive side, as they only put 18 pucks on the net. The goals for Miami yesterday were scored by Will Kling and Jacob Schmidt. And today, in between the pipes for Indiana, we're going to see Nathan Chinney making his first appearance of the season. So we'll see if the Cream and Crimson can gain some momentum off of that. And they know what they need to do today. We expect to see a chippy game here today, as there were 14 penalties called in the game yesterday, 8 for Indiana and 6 for Miami. So we expect that to carry over a little bit. We talked with Nathan Cesarski after the game yesterday, and he said the boys are ready to get back at it, and he said we'll see them tomorrow. So that's where we are now. Make sure you don't step away. This has been the pregame show, and we will be right back with the opening puck drop in just a moment. You're watching Indiana Hockey on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
from Columbus, Indiana at the Hamilton Ice Center. It's the rubber match between the Miami Redhawks and the Cream and Crimson of Indiana University. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network for an exciting second game in this home-and-home series. I'm Sam Weixler alongside my color commentator, statistician, and cameraman doing everything this afternoon, Garrett Drake. Garrett, you talked on the pregame show about how Nathan Cheney's going to be in net for Indiana. Inexperienced at this level, how do you expect him to perform and react in such high-pressure circumstances with a big offense like Miami?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an adjustment for everybody involved because they're going to have to know, the D-men are going to have to figure out what Cheney's tendencies are and how he likes to come out of the net, how he doesn't, if he plays the puck, if he doesn't. So there might be an adjustment period.
Well, we do have an announcement to make. The alternate captain and team president for Indiana, Cade Kenyon, has an upper body injury. He's going to be out for today's contest and will be day-to-day going forward. So he's on the PA this afternoon. He's going to give us the starting lineups for both sides. So we'll let him do the talking for the next 2.5 minutes before the national anthem. Our compliments go out to Cade Kenyon, who did a great job with the PA announcing as we get this game started. Miami Redhawks still 8-0 on the season, undefeated. Indiana now 4-3 and 2-1 in conference play in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League. Miami an unblemished record and a high-powered offense. We talked about it late last night from Oxford, averaging over 7 goals a game, but were held to just 3 with Indiana's goaltender Sammy Billis in the cage, making 30 out of 33 saves.
Indiana's got all the motivation you could possibly ask for in this game right here. Coach Henderson even said on the bus last night, these two teams, they split every single time they meet. It's never a sweep both ways, no matter if Miami's going to nationals, we're going to nationals, or vice versa. So they got to get the split here today, and I know they're hungry for it.
Indiana in their white sweaters with red pants headed from left to right. Nathan Cheney in between the pipes. The Miami Redhawks on the road in their red sweaters and red bottoms headed from right to left with Hanks in the net again. as their premier starter. Face off at center ice, taken by Indiana. They push it all the way into the attacking zone. Krusch flicks it across, and Roulette wheels it over to Cesarski at the near point. A quick deflection shot going down and off the skate blade of two defenders. Here's Wallace carrying it out of trouble and into the attacking zone. Krusch lifts the puck off his stick and pokes it away. Right in front of the Miami bench. The Redhawks set up, and a big hit. Schmidt gets sent into the glass and into the ice from behind. Another big hit from Cesarski. He was laying the body around heavy yesterday, Garrett.
Nathan Cesarski was all over the ice yesterday, but he also got hit into his own bench, so hopefully he's not too sore from that, as that puck is covered up there by Chinny.
Good save by Chinny, and that's always a nice thing for goaltenders to have, is an easy chance right out of the gate to get the blood flowing and get the muscles moving. And one easy shot like that is really what he needs to get the confidence. Miami wins the face-off to the glove side. Off the post, a long wrist shot that bounces up and out of play. Right off the face-off, Miami takes a swing. Nathan Cheney, the sophomore goaltender from Indianapolis, from Zionsville. 5'10", 200 pounds. He's a force to be reckoned with back there. Another face-off to his left-hand side, and another wrist shot gloved down by Cheney. This time it pops out of his glove, and he pokes it away. Behind the cage, that's Chambers in the near corner. Flicking it forward is Jeremy. Indiana trying to clear the zone, but it's over toward the stick of Kling. Kling had 2 goals yesterday. He was one of 2 guys for the Redhawks to have multiple points. Puck all the way at Goodfellow, stick in the near corner in the defending zone. Goodfellow goes for a ride. A shot on, sticked away with the tape by Cheney, up and out of play, and another stoppage with 18:41 to go here in the first period. We talked about the Redhawks offense. Their defense is nothing to scoff at either. Last night in the 3-0 victory for the Redhawks, Colt Hanks had his 4th shutout of the season.
As we mentioned in the pregame show, Indiana was only able to get 18 shots on goal last night as well.
And you got to keep your head up high if you're Indiana in that situation, because Miami only allows opponents 13 shots on goal on average. 2 minutes elapsed here in the first frame from Columbus, Indiana. Technically a home game for the Cream and Crimson. Line change for both sides as Miami sets up in the defending zone in front of their netminder, Hanks. Poke check in center ice, and DiLorenzo whisks the puck all the way back toward Hanks. He shovels it away from his own corner over toward the stick of Frost. Frost lets it slide away from him. Now over on the near side, a big hit as Jorg gets run into the boards. Frost has it back, a quick wrist shot from the near side, sticked away. Cheney was hugging that near post. And finally, O'Flaherty trying to dance and spin around to get the puck out of the zone. Indiana pushes the puck all the way across 200 feet, and we'll have an icing call with 17:42 to go here in the first. Garrett, it looks like the physicality is going to be at just the same level, if not higher, than we had yesterday. And one thing that we were not aware of as it happened at the end of the game last night, Matthew McKay was issued a game misconduct, a 5-minute major in a game for a hit he had on a Redhawk. So it'll be interesting to see how he's utilized this afternoon. He is back in the number 2 sweater, as some numbers had to be changed yet again. Miami setting up, trying to push the puck all the way out of the zone. Cesarski lets it wobble past his stick. On a rush, here comes Cronin over back toward Ortiz. He throws a shot on it, bounces off the back of the cage. Scrum ensues right next to Cheney. He's hugging the post, swiveling his head around. Now the cage comes all the way up and starts lifting off the ground like it was levitating, Garrett. And we'll have a stoppage with just under 3 minutes elapsed here in the first. Cheney had a little bit of action already.
Well, that's one way to get the puck in the net right there. Just lift up the back of the goal and slide it in. Unfortunately, that is not permitted as a goal.
Face off to the stick side of Cheney, won by the Redhawks. Kicked away from just outside the slot. And Bonecutter whacks the shot around off the boards. Here comes Null chasing it. He's the guy that's willing to lay the body around too. Indiana have it, staying in the zone. That's Timmons right in front of the net, and an Indiana player takes a spill. A quick deflection right in front. Again, McDonald trying to stay on his skates. Here comes Bonecutter with an optimistic shot from just outside the right circle. Scooped up on the stick of Lawrence. He's in the far corner trying to move it out of his own zone. Now on a rush, that's Matthias Jorg, the product of Zurich, Switzerland, who spent 3 years with HC Dudlingen Bulls in the Swiss League. 4 minutes off the clock here in the first period. No score. Donuts and goose eggs. Miami had a little bit of a miscommunication, an errant pass that goes the width of the neutral zone, and Indiana will set up an attack. Krusch has it on the far side, right in front of his own bench. Gets bullied off the puck, but is able to keep it moving and flicks it to Kicker. Kicker gives it to Kissel, but instead it's stolen away. Kling has it. He throws a shot on, kicked away by the right pillow of Cheney. Another shot, it goes off the post and out. An incredible turn of events. That's the second iron work we've had so far. Indiana can't clear the blue line, and a shot sails up and hits the stars and stripes hanging from the rafters. So 15:38 to go here in the first. Still, neither side able to break the deadlock.
Indiana already getting more pucks on net in the first period early than as we saw yesterday. So it's a great start for Indiana, and Cheney's gotten a little help from the post as well.
Face-off won by Miami. A quick snapshot from just outside the right circle gets deflected away. There's Michelli trying to find the puck in his own end. Puck thrown all the way right in front of Indiana's bench, gloved down by Kessing. Pokes forward to McDaniel, who spins around, trying to find a D-man partner, but instead it goes over to Froese. He takes a spill and nearly goes headfirst into the boards. Jeremy tries to find McDaniel, and now the puck is whacked off the corner, bouncing right next to Cheney, and he leans over toward his right-hand side and makes the save, nearly falling on top of the puck and two players in the vicinity. So 5 minutes gone here in the first frame. Garrett, what do you like about both sides and their physicality? We've seen some pretty clean play, nothing dirty yet.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle, but that's expected, especially given the nature of the game yesterday and the way it ended. I thought Indiana maybe could have taken their foot off the gas a little bit towards the end. There were some hits that weren't needed, but at the end of the day, that's hockey, and these teams will settle it on the ice today.
Jeremy wins the faceoff for Indiana against Douglas of Miami in the defending zone for the Cream and Crimson. Indiana fails to clear the blue line. Here's a rush, a quick snapshot on frame and kicked away from Douglas. Cheney making another good save. Another Douglas shot. It's kicked away. Cheney has had his work cut out for him so far. Puck slides into the near side point and all the way across the ice. Icing has been waved off by the linesman on the far side. It appeared there was a deflection right near the red line. Douglas avoids a big hit, and Chambers saucer passes the puck over toward Cesarski, who gets sideswiped but keeps going with the puck. Another long chip all the way into the zone, looking like a punt in a football game, and Indiana will get a quick line change. On the near side glass, that is Kicker laying the body around. Jeremy lunges at the puck and now pushes it to Goodfellow in the defending zone for Indiana. That's Madsen on the puck, one of the starting D-men for the Redhawks. They're trying to get the attack going. Wallace takes a hit in center ice and keeps going. DiLorenzo circling around in the neutral zone for Indiana, but the action is all the way in the defending zone right next to the goal. Finally, Indiana clears the blue line. It's O'Flaherty and DiLorenzo on a rush. A good shot bounces right past the leg of Hanks, and Indiana keeps the attack going. One man goes head over heels, and there's an injured skater for Indiana on the ice. And more pushing and shoving ensues. Garrett, I don't know if it's a broadcaster's jinx or a curse. We just talked about the cleanliness of the play so far, and now there's a skater for Indiana down and still on his hands and knees in the near corner.
Yeah, I was just saying before that I thought Indiana really was dominating the physicality so far, but I believe that was Kicker. He just got laid out against the boards on that one, and it's going to put Indiana on the power play.
And it's quite reminiscent of what we saw in the first 10 minutes of last night's game, where he went head first into the boards again. Indiana and Miami have taken a very physical toll on each other, and no one can attest to that like the guy taking stats very meticulously for us, Cade Kenyon. Face off in the neutral zone, offside dot on the near side. Won by Indiana. That's McDonald in the number 10 sweater this afternoon. It'll be matching minors, so no power play for either side. DiLorenzo will be in the box for Indiana. The puck floats high into the sky right above the mouth of the goal, and it's batted away by the hands of two players, and now another stoppage in play. And while we have a chance, we want to make sure we convey that it's DiLorenzo for Indiana in the box and Schmidt in the box for Miami on matching 2-minute minors.
I didn't quite see what D'Lo did on that last play, but he ends up in the box.
Quick pass into the neutral zone, skating on the near side of the center circle. McDonald weaving away into the corner, thinks about a pass, but instead is depossessed behind the attacking net. Pushing it out of trouble, that's Lawrence. A quick chip off the boards, and the lineman jumps over the puck on the far side in front of Indiana's bench. Another shot laid off, but instead Wallace trips over it, and Lawrence can't find it either. No, gives it on a quick no-look pass to McDonald, throwing it off the corner boards. Indiana had a change called, and Nolan McDonald will have to retreat before they even got the attack started. Goodfellow does some impressive stick handling in the neutral zone to slow the attack and let his teammates get the change completed. 12:30 to go here in the first period. We've got a 4-on-4, 50 seconds left in this open ice situation for Indiana. Here's Krusch in the far corner in the attacking side for Indiana. Now down to the stick of McKay. McKay sliding around behind the crease and now throws a shot on, but it's off the stick of a Redhawk. And now Kissel goes headfirst into the boards in a delayed call for Indiana. It's going to be a 4-on-3 at the moment. Krusch now gets spun onto the boards, and Kissel is slow to get up. That is two big collisions for Indiana on that side of the ice. And Garrett, selfishly, I think it would have been better if we'd moved our ambient mic to that side of the rink.
Yeah, there's been a lot of action in that far right corner, and man, I tell you what, it is just sickening to see something like that. The player just goes straight into the boards. You know that doesn't feel good. And Indiana will be on a power play now.
4-on-3 for all of 26 seconds. And being sent to the box is the sophomore Andrew Kessing, defenseman for the Redhawks from Upper Saddle River, New Jersey. Puck gets floated towards Chinney. He comes out of the crease and lets Cesarski collect it. So now Indiana on the 4-on-3. Plenty of open ice. Cesarski deals it toward the far side. That's Jeremy in the left point. He tries to make his way through traffic, but instead the puck gets smacked at and pushed all the way back toward Chinney. Chinney collecting it behind his own net again. And that's something that we saw Sammy Billis have to do a lot of yesterday, Garrett.
5-on-4 now for the next 1:30.
5-on-4, as you mentioned. Cesarski gets the puck taken off of him on the near side in the defending half and now throws the body straight at the Redhawk attacker. 1:20 to go on the power play for Indiana. It's Jeremy on the far side, whirling in between defensemen over toward Chambers, who throws a shot on straight into the belly of Hanks, who swallows it up. 11:13 to go and 69 seconds to go here on the power play.
Indiana's first real power play of the game, and we'll see what they do with it here. We've already seen them moving the puck a lot more than we did yesterday, and so far it's paid off well for them as they've gotten a lot more pucks on net.
Miami kills off 90.9% of the penalties they see, not including last night. Obviously no goals scored for Indiana, so no conversions. A quick chip shot toward the mouth of the goal by McDonald results in a scrum after the deflection. Cruz pins a man up against the boards on the far side. We've got a delayed call from the referee on the near side of the ice. Not sure what he saw, but we'll have to wait for a whistle. Finally, it's touched up by both teams, and 10:51 to go here in the first. We'll have to wait for the number to pop up on the board.
Yeah, it was Kissel and Foglio getting into it there, and it looks like they're going to put them both in the box.
Shots on goal pretty close. It's 7-4 in favor of the Redhawks. The hits, Garrett, dead even. 5 big hits apiece. And now it looks like we'll have a 4-on-3 for Indiana, perhaps, with 47 seconds remaining in the original Kessing power play. Here comes Jack Knoll moseying his way onto the ice on the attacking side for Indiana. And that's one thing that they failed to do last night, was have sustained attacks in the attacking third of the ice, and they've got a really great opportunity to do so for the next 3/4 of a minute.
Yeah, with the 4-on-3 here, they're going to have a lot more room on the ice to move the puck around, so they just got to spread it out.
The junior Offenbach gets down on his hands and knees and wins the face-off, but it's poked away, and Miami tries a chip and chase to start killing off the penalty. They haven't put the numbers up on the big board to indicate who the penalties are on. It looks to be matching minors for Kissel and an unknown Miami Redhawks skater. 30 seconds to go on the 5-on-4 for Indiana. And McDonald slides around behind Chinny to pick up the puck. He's moving fast, but instead an easy giveaway. Here's Emery on a breakaway. Flicks top shelf and scores! A wrist shot! And Chris Emery, the junior, has drawn first blood again for the Redhawks. 10:17 to go here in the first. A shorty for Miami to kick things off.
The unfortunate giveaway on their side of the blue line there, and that was just too easy on the breakaway. Chinny didn't really have a chance to stop that one.
Well, you have to hand it to Chris Emery, a left-handed skater, threw it top shelf over the stick side of Chinny, and there's not a whole lot you can do with a shot that fast at that close range and in a very good spot as far as the frame is concerned. Indiana now trailing by a single score. They'll have 5 seconds remaining on the power play, which Miami now has officially killed off. Puck gets deflected across the ice, and it'll be icing on Indiana. Goodfellow and Chambers were unaware that the penalty had expired, so now the puck will come all the way back to Chinny's side of the ice, and Miami will have an attacking opportunity of their own. Face off to the waffle board side of Nathan Chinny in cage, won by Miami. Here's Michelli charging onto the boards right in front of his own bench to get the puck and push it away. Puck floated up into the air. McDaniel pushes the deflection wide again. Another shot thrown on the cage wildly. Unsuccessful, and it goes into the half-dashers. Chambers takes a hit from up high. It looked like he was holding his chin, but he's back onto his blades and back involved in the action. He now scoops the puck up with his bare hand, his glove that is, and pushes it wide into the near point to Matthias Jorg. Jorg holds onto it, and now another big hit as Wallace takes a cross-check right into the back vertebrae of McDaniel of Indiana. Chambers slides the puck, and now over to Jeremy. He's got a man with him, but is unable to move the puck across to the weak side of the ice. So 9 minutes to go here in the first. Indiana trailing by 1. Simino trying to lay a body, but instead the puck flicks toward Cheney, who scoops it up like a shortstop. So a tick under 9 minutes to go in frame number 1. Indiana trailing by 1.
And they've really had a very clean period thus far besides the giveaway, but unfortunately for them, it means they're down 1-0. Still a lack of offensive production so far.
Face-off won by Indiana. Here's O'Flaherty on the far side and the attacking side for Indiana. He pushes it to Simino in the near corner. Cesarski waiting patiently at the near point. That's the right point for Indiana. Fishing it out of the far corner is Simino, but instead it bobbles over toward the stick of Katz. He throws a long wrist shot and scores top shelf from Cheney. Zach Katz, the senior from Gulfport, Florida, puts a crooked number up on the board, and just like that, Miami doubles their lead. Cheney was beaten glove side from just outside the left circle, and now Miami has a lead of their own.
He just let that one rip up into the top right corner, actually knocked the Gatorade bottle off the top of the goal. And with 8:35 to go in the first, Miami up 2-0.
Well, Garrett, a bottle rocket doubles the score for the Redhawks, and they match the number of goals they scored in last night's contest in the first period. Here's Krusch, who gets spun around at his own blue line, but is able to push the puck forward and continue the offensive attack. Kissel back onto the ice after what we believe to be a matching minor with him and another Redhawk skater. Goodfellow touches the puck up, and that will be blown dead by the linesman on the near side. So Indiana has 8 minutes to turn the momentum in their favor before the first ice cut and visit to the locker room.
it's crucial that they try to get something here in these last 8 minutes and 16 seconds. You don't want to go into the first intermission down 2-0.
Face-off won by Indiana. Goodfellow throws a shot into traffic. It's knocked away. Again, the puck bouncing and sliding end over end. Near side, smacked at by kicker. He fires it into the attacking end. Kissel laying chase and now doing some work behind the cage. Krusch comes in, throws his shoulder into a Redhawk, and now emerges with the puck. Over to Offenbach at the right point. A shot through traffic, gets kicked off a body. Krusch nearly gets a backhander to go, but it's pushed wide again. Offenbach holding in the near corner. Little cross check, he goes down to the ice, but no call. Krusch shoots from the near side at point blank range. Deflection over to Goodfellow, he shoots, it's behind the cage again. Krusch and Kissel playing catch with it in the near corner on the attacking side. Krusch slow to get up. He's headed toward the bench. Out of breath, it appears. Puck moves across the goal line. The blue line, pardon me. Here's Emery. Now to Douglas on the far side. He shoots backhanded straight into the IU logo on the front of Cheney's chest protector. And the score will stay where it is, 2-0 with 7:14 to go here in the first.
Lots of great opportunities for Indiana on that last attack. Really more scoring chances than we saw all of last night. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to get one to go yet.
Linesman decided to redrop the puck. Everybody paused, and they do the face-off. This time, Miami winning it. Into the near corners, McKay. He flicks it up with the back side of his stick over toward McDonald. Rushing past the scorer's table. He gets spun around and thrown into the linesman and gets spun all the way onto his backside. Another hit in open ice. McDaniel gives a little bit of a cross-check to Ortiz, who has been fighting with him all afternoon. And now Ortiz goes after Null. Hits him high in the side of his head with a stick, but now it's Jeremy on the far side. Throws a shot on backhand, gloved away. Hanks had a look at it and made this glove save. Finally, Miami touches the puck, and it's whistled dead. 6.5 to go in the first. Miami leading by a pair. And now Indiana looks to have another power play opportunity.
6.5 to go here for Indiana. Again, this will be their third power play already in the first period. So the roles kind of reversed in this one. Indiana had 5 penalties called on them in the first period yesterday. Miami getting the load of them here so far.
Two-minute minor up on the scoreboard. That benefits the Cream and Crimson. Face off to the glove side of Hanks. After some bounces and redirections, ends up behind Nathan Cheney. He comes out and plays it forward to Michelli. Deflection in the neutral zone. Cesarski watches his backside and then pushes the puck into the attacking zone for Indiana. Hanks caught out of his crease, and now Chambers gloves the puck down, but he's pushed off of it. Flicked all the way across the ice, and Cheney scoops it up from the trapezoid yet again.
Cesarski bringing the puck up the ice for Indiana here. Look for him to camp around the blue line and be ready for a screamer.
Puck flicks up and out of play. So 5 3/4 of a minute to go in the frame. Indiana still needs 2 goals to tie the score. 1:18 to go on the 2-minute minor, the nature of which we don't quite know. Jorge Ortiz, the native of Mexico City, Mexico, serving a 2-minute sentence. As Indiana nearly gives up possession on the face-off right in front of their own bench. Goodfellow holds on to the puck in the near corner, slashing at it with his stick, but can't find it. It slid right under his skate blade. Now to Offenbach, who's goalless on the season, but does have an apple. McDonald poking at it along the red line, and now Goodfellow throws a shoulder into Skaggs. Skaggs had 3 points in last night's contest. He had an assist on every single goal scored. Offenbach breaks the skater's ankles, now weaves right under the high slot. He's over to the left circle, cuts back, tries to start a cycle. 40 seconds left. Offenbach goes onto his wallet, and the puck clears the blue line. Here's a break all by himself. That's Wallace. Goes left side, shoots and scores.
We're going to have a change at goaltender here, Sam. It looks like Sammy Billis is coming in.
Hunter Wallace increases the lead to 3. So Miami jumping out to a trio of goals here in the first period. And we'll have to check the score sheet on the far side of the ice to see who had the first goal. Looks like there was some debate at the scorer's table. But the change has been made, and it's Brendan McCaskey in net for Indiana. He's a sophomore from Ramsey, New Jersey. And in 20 minutes, he allowed 5 goals on 13 shots earlier this season. McCaskey 6'1", 210, so an inch taller and 10 pounds heavier. Trying to fill up the frame as Cheney couldn't quite get in the start of this game. Wallace now has a 2-minute minor. He's in the box, so Indiana appears to have a 20-second 5-on-3. Trying to move it out of their own zone. Another shorthanded goal. That's 2 shorthanded goals for the Redhawks so far. Indiana making an attack. That's Jeremy rushing into the zone on the near side. He circles around, pushes it to Cesarski in the middle point. Cesarski talks to his teammates, trying to communicate. Out of the box, now Miami on a 5-on-4. A quick shot from the backside goes off the back of the cage and out. We thought that was in, Garrett. Here's Cesarski who shoots from the blue line, and it's off the skate of a Red Hawk and out again. Indiana no longer has the 5-on-3, but it's a 5-on-4 for a minute 9. Pushed into the near side corner. Timmons trying to help out and move the puck out of the zone. Again, here's a quick shot from close range. That was dangerous. That was Emery on the attempt. He's already got 1 goal. And now Cesarski getting some cross checks and pokes. And a wild shot right into the chest protector of McCaskey. He made a good save standing his ground. Indiana still has a 5-on-4 power play for 3:40 to go in the first period. But you wouldn't know it looking at the last 15 seconds of play.
Yeah, they've been on the man advantage pretty much the whole period, which is just astounding to see that they're down 3-0 in this one. But that was the score all of last night, but they're already facing that deficit here in the first period.
Face-off won by Miami. They're shorthanded for another half of a minute. 3-goal margin for the Redhawks. As we said, 2 of which came while they were shorthanded. Indiana failing to convert any power plays so far. An easy give up to Skaggs, who slides around and spins just outside the near circle. McCaskey in net now for Indiana, replacing Nathan Cheney. There's Offenbach. He's on his backside, moving with the puck gingerly behind the cage. Looks like he may quarterback the offense one last time before making a move to the bench. Avoids a poke check, now tries to nutmeg a defender and gets a shoulder straight into his rib cage. He loses his stick and heads to the bench. Power play's over for Indiana, and Miami is fully staffed. On the near side, that's Torsten Lee, the leading scorer for the Redhawks. He nearly gets a shot on. Instead, it's O'Flaherty carrying it out of trouble. He's got it at the right circle. He gets thrown high, and it's going to be an interference call against Schmidt. That was a big-time hit. The bodies went flying, and guys were up in the air.
Well, we thought Indiana had a lot of penalties in the game yesterday with 5 in the first period, but I believe that's the 7th now on Miami. Unbelievable.
Well, Garrett, just as we changed the graphic on the screen to reflect that the power play had ended, we put it right back up. So for the vast majority of the remainder of this period, Indiana will have another opportunity with an extra skater on the ice. In the box is Jacob Schmidt, and he's had plenty of time in the past 24 hours to sit in the sin bin. 2:30 to go in the period. O'Flaherty flicks the puck right behind the cage. Now toward Timmons at the right point. Pushes it to Cesarski, who throws it all the way in toward the left circle. Cesarski thinks and shoots all the way high, right over the crossbar and out. Here's Timmons. He looks for Cesarski. A one-timer shot from way outside. Gloved down and landed on top of by Hanks as the linesmen rush in to make sure there's no melee to break up. 2:08 to go in the first. 1:34 to go on the power play for the Cream and Crimson. And still Indiana unable to put the biscuit in the basket through 4 periods against a very strong Miami team. Puck knocked into the attacking zone. O'Flaherty nearly loses his edge, but stays on upright. Puck goes into the stomach of Timmons, pushing it all the way to the near point, to the right point, to Cesarski. Skaggs had a good poke check to keep the puck right off the stick, so Indiana has to seed the zone, and it bounces off DiLorenzo's leg into the zone. Here's Simoneau giving chase. His efforts come up fruitless, and Indiana will have to set up an offense again. Jeremy, he's got a lot of speed moving through the center circle. Now over to Kicker. He watches it bounce right in front of his face, and it's over toward Michelli on the far side again. Puck deflects high into the air, and a quick shovel shot right in front of the cage, off the stick, and another shot by Kicker into the corner. Kicker gloves it down after deflection went to him again. Indiana's had several good chances, but they've only got 20 seconds remaining on this 5-on-4 power play. Under a minute to go here in the period, 55 seconds to be exact, as the whistle blows. 21 seconds on the power play, so both sides will have a quick line change, and we'll wait for the hand signal or gesture from the official to see why this play was blown dead.
Colt Hanks has been able to fend off numerous attacks here on this power play. He showed why he has 4 shutouts this season.
Under 60 ticks to go in the period, 15 seconds on the power play for Indiana, but they immediately give possession back to the Redhawks, playing around with it in the neutral zone. A long shot straight into the glove of McCaskey. Sees one of the first shots of the afternoon for him. Power play is over. Cruz tries to enter the zone, but the puck had a weird bounce that forces him to retreat. Half a minute to go. 3-0 the score for Indiana. Pardon me, for Miami. Miami still playing around with it in their own side. Looks like they're content to take this and go, but now a penalty called on Indiana with 5 seconds remaining in the frame. Looks like a tripping minor will be called on a Cream and Crimson skater.
They have Billis wearing number 33. That's Sammy.
Well, thanks to team president and our assistant for the afternoon, Cade Kenyon, Sammy Billis has switched into the number 33, so McCaskey is not in the cage. It's Sammy Billis who picked up the loss in last night's game. He watches the shot go by his stick, and the period will end with the score standing at 3-0, but a fight may ensue as the puck was shot by Schmidt after the whistle, and that's a big no-no. That's a big sign of disrespect, and we've got pushing and shoving, a whole lot of extracurricular activity right in front of the Indiana bench after this period has expired.
Yeah, that's one of those things you just can't do, and Indiana clearly not happy about that, especially because they're trailing 3-0.
Well, Garrett, looking at both sides here.
And they're going to assess a penalty to Miami for that.
Well, all's fair in love and war, Garrett, and that's how this period will end. We'll come back with 4 aside for the second 20-minute segment, with Indiana trailing by 3 goals after a rough and tumble first period. What did you think about both sides and how they performed offensively?
Well, Indiana, they got And we are back for the start of period number 2 from Columbus. As usual, Sam and I will switch roles for the second frame. He will now be on the color, and I'm Garrett Drake, giving you the play-by-play for this period as that puck is flipped up and covered by Billis right away off the shot there from Hunter Wallace. Indiana trailing 3-0 at the start. It is a 4-on-4 as both sides are still even despite having a man in the box. That puck is flipped behind the net now. And a shot on Billis may have drawn iron there as it goes behind. And it's flipped up towards the blue line where it will be grabbed by Gamikia as he had to go back and get that one across the blue line. Gamikia bringing it up the ice now. Jack Knoll tried to check him, but he's able to get past. He now goes behind the net, taking it all the way across the ice where it's sent back to the blue line and now back in underneath. Across, here's a shot in on Billis. He's able to tap that one away with a stick, and now Indiana trying to recover on the defensive side here. Here's a slap shot grabbed right into the glove of Billis as Brendan Madsen let that one rip. And the faceoff here controlled by Miami of Ohio. They flip it back underneath. And here's an opportunity out in front. He tried to go between the legs. That was Ben Skaggs. And now here comes Indiana up the ice. It's flipped in on net by Kicker and covered. And now we're going to have some extracurricular activity as Kicker is down behind the goal.
Boy, Garrett, we just keep having guys on both sides end up on their back or on their face on the ice.
Yeah, it looked like Kicker might have frosted the goalie on his way by there. And he paid the price for it. Kicker off the faceoff now, flips it back, and now it's taken by Miami of Ohio, coming the other way. Up the ice, this is Henry Frost. It's flipped back up towards the blue line, where it's corralled by Ben Skaggs. He flips it back over. And now they will try to set up a play. Skaggs chasing it behind the net. Another big hit. And the man, Indiana man, is down. The play is still going on. Kicker just now getting up as Billis flipped that shot, or stopped that flip shot from going into the back of the net, and Will Kicker just got absolutely laid out there.
Garrett, that was a scary collision. It looked like he was out cold for 2 or 3 seconds on the far side of the ice.
And we have seen him take some damage in this game, to say the least. He's been on the ground a few times, and now he's going to the box.
Well, Garrett, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit confused how he ended up on his backside and is now in the bench, in the penalty box, rather.
This game continuing to get more and more physical as we go, and we're seeing a bit of boil over from yesterday. The draw will be taken here and controlled by Miami of Ohio. A good play there by Indiana to take the puck away, but now they get it right back. Here's an opportunity, 2-on-0, and Billis able to make the save with the glove. That was a wide open opportunity for Chris Emery, but Billis got the leather on it.
Garrett, if the officials don't get control of this game in the appropriate manner, it could be a long night of physical play for both sides.
Yeah, everybody's going to be feeling the impact of this game tomorrow, no question about that, as the puck is dumped back to be taken by Gamikia behind the net, and now he'll bring it back up. A good play by Jeremy as we have another collision on the ice to dump that one back in, and now here comes the Redhawks on the rush. It's dumped out, and Jeremy looking for a man up front. He couldn't get the stick on it, and it goes past the blade of DiLorenzo, where it's taken behind the net by Hanks. DiLorenzo still chasing after it. He's in the corner now, nearest us, in a battle for the puck, and out comes Gamikia with it. Oh, here's an opportunity for Indiana now, as DiLorenzo with a shot, or excuse me, that was Simino with the shot rather. that was saved by Hanks, who has been impeccable these past 2 games. We're down to 16.5 minutes to go in the second period. Indiana still trailing 3-0. And we've got another whistle here. Indiana with 27 seconds left on the penalty as Miami of Ohio has been on the man advantage. The IU penalty kill staying strong so far. Jack O'Flaherty will take the face-off, and it goes back into the neutral zone where it's chased down and corralled on the far side by Ben Skaggs. They dump it in. Cesarski behind the net trying to get it. And the puck is flipped up out of harm's way there by Andrew Chambers, where Hanks will wait for a player to come receive it. Chambers behind the net, swarming around the ice, trying to get the momentum back in Indiana's favor. Coming up the ice with it now, this is Zach Katz. Katz sends it towards the middle where it's taken away, and now coming back with it for Indiana is McKay. He dumps it up for O'Flaherty, who's got room to do something, but he loses the puck. And now it'll be taken up the ice by Brendan Madsen. They were unable to connect on the pass as McKay intercepted that one, and now Madsen gets it right back. And here come the Redhawks. A shot on Billis saved off the pad as they try to get the puck out of harm's way, and they do with O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty gets it up to Krush. Vlad coming up the right side. It's a 2-on-1. And Krush sends it back behind the net where it's taken there. Cesarski flips one on goal off of Krush, and he tried to stuff the back shot in, but it was unsuccessful. A puck battle sends Krush sending the puck towards the net, but it's out of harm's way now. Cesarski flips it back in from the blue line, keeping the play onside. A big collision there as Kissel is down, and he's slow to get up as the puck is still live. Looks like we've got a broken stick on the ice as well. And we've got a penalty here with 14:37 to go. Kissel is skating over to the bench gingerly, and Indiana will be going on the power play here.
Cross-check called on Miami, although we don't have a number 11 on our score sheet, Garrett.
No, we do not. We've encountered that issue a few times so far this season, but if we find out a name, we will let you know as soon as possible. So it looks like we're going to have a double minor here, so no power play for Indiana. As the puck is flipped back up and deflected by the blue line, and now bringing it up is Timmons, and that's going to be an offside.
Looks like Miami has Jack Massey wearing the number 11 this afternoon, a forward. And Kissel also in the box for Indiana.
Looks like Jack Knoll is having an issue with his helmet, so he's going to have to go to the bench here. It looks like his chin strap might have broke. So Will Jeremy will come in to replace him. Off the draw, it's taken by Miami. And a spin attempt was thwarted off. Now off the blue line, it's flicked in there by Kelly, but out of harm's way, it goes behind the net. And now the puck will go back into the Miami zone. There was no indication of an icing, so we'll continue to play on. Coming up the ice with it now is Hunter Wallace. Wallace flips it back, but he flipped it right to Goodfellow. Goodfellow flying flute through the zone, goes behind the net, nearly met Hanks as he lost his blade, but he's able to get back into the net. Wallace brings the puck up again. He puts a flip shot on that was blocked by Bonecutter. A good play there, and here comes Jeremy with Bonecutter and McKay. The Indiana attack leads to nothing there. Jeremy flips that one back into the zone. And that one bounces high and over the head of Barrett McDaniel. Now Matt McKay will regroup the troops here with 13 minutes and 12 seconds remaining second period. It's still 3-0 Miami if you're just joining us. And here's an opportunity off the, he skied it over the crossbar. As off the turnover, they got a wide open wrister. A collision with Krush happens there, and now Jeremy brings it up against 3 Miami defenders, and there's not much you can do with the puck in that situation, as McKay will dump it in for a line change as Cesarski re-enters the ice along with Griffin Timmons. A big hit along the boards as Cesarski sent his man Schmidt flying into the glass, and you know he's going to be feeling that one. Hanks leaves it behind where the puck is grabbed by Gamikia. And now Miami will bring it up towards the neutral zone. A good play there by Krush with the stick, and the play is going to be onside here. It's brought up and flipped on net there by Simino and grabbed by Colt Hanks with 12:15 to go. Colt Hanks has continued to be an Iron Man in between the pipes so far for this Miami squadron. Aiden Simino will take the draw here, going up against Quinn Cronin for Miami, and the Redhawks come away with it. The puck is flipped back behind the Miami net where it's taken there and brought up the ice and flipped forward. Cesarski able to limit that. And Simino has it now. He leaves it off, and a flip shot on net goes right to Jack O'Flaherty, and he skies it wide. DiLorenzo had the first look, and O'Flaherty unable to get that one on net. At the blue line, Timmons sends it back over to O'Flaherty. Now all the way across, Cesarski unable to handle it, but the play remains onside. DiLorenzo getting into a battle along the boards. He flips it out to Simino, and now there's a battle for it once again. DiLorenzo gets slammed into the glass, and Simino comes out with the puck. Now they play pitch and catch across the ice. That one hit the top of the net on the backside. And DiLorenzo gets pushed into the goalkeeper there. No call on the ice. Cesarski with a flip shot, it right into traffic. That one had no chance to reach the net. And the puck is flipped out. And Miami might have an odd man rush here. That one goes over the glove of Billis, nowhere close to a scoring opportunity. And now on the other way, it's Offenbach. He's unable to reach that one as the puck is grabbed by Matthias Jorg and sent up. Here's another Miami attack. Billis able to stop that one with the chest. This game is going rapid fire as we're down to 10:40 to go. More players colliding along the edge. McKay able to dangle through a couple defenders, and now Krush is back. But the puck is knocked away. Goodfellow sends it up, and another big collision along the glass. That one right by us, the closest we've been to the action all day. Here's a flip shot by Hunter Wallace, grabbed by Billis. And again, the linesman rushing in to make sure there's no extracurricular activities. Kissel is back on the ice, and this game continuing to get more and more physical.
Garrett, we are seeing a heavyweight battle between Schmidt and Cesarski of Miami and Indiana, respectively. These guys are both physical, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to put a tally on the board for their side.
Miami has gotten 7 shots on net so far this period compared to the 4 for Indiana. But if you're this Indiana team, you have to like where you're at right now, limiting the shots. As this Miami team puts up huge numbers in that category, so it's important to keep them in single digits for each period. And now bringing up the ice is Krush. Krush tried to send a pass over to Offenbach, but the puck was knocked away, and now there's nobody back for Indiana. It is a 3-on-0, and they score. Oh, no, it didn't go in. No goal over the play. It went over the net, and then the Miami player went crashing into Billis. That was Ben Skaggs with a great opportunity, and he roofed it.
I think they're going to try and send Krush to the box. He is incensed. Cesarski is frustrated as well. He's the captain for the Cream and Crimson, so he has the right to discuss with the officials what the call was on the ice. And for whatever reason, Vladislav Krush is going to be serving a 2-minute minor, Garrett.
Words can't describe what happened there. I guess we'll just have to review the footage. At the blue line now, the puck is flipped on net there by Torsten Lee, the leading goal scorer, leading point man, along with assists for this team. And Billis is able to stop that one. We're now more than halfway through the second period, 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, as that puck will be flipped out on net. So it's going to have to be played by Hanks. He waits for Knoll to get there and then flips it out of harm's way. That one goes careening around the boards and went right out in front of the net, nearly went in there on an odd bounce. And now the one-timer set up for Schmidt, but it went right off his stick. Schmidt trying to set something up here. Billis, a big save on that one, as that was a close-range heater from Torsten Lee. Here comes Knoll bringing it in. It'll be flipped out. Here comes Lee once again. He leaves it off. And the shot on net never got there. Now Bonecutter will flip it out, and we're down to 1 minute left on this penalty kill for Indiana as the puck is covered. Players from both teams zooming up and down the ice this period. The tempo was pretty upbeat in the first, but they've picked it up a notch here in the second. Off the draw, the puck is controlled by Miami of Ohio and flipped back in to be taken by Brendan Madsen as they try to set up an attack here with 44 seconds left on the power play. A good job there to flip that puck in, as now it goes behind the net and it's taken again by Madsen. Madsen being harassed across the neutral zone, and McDaniel lets him slide past, and he goes behind the net now, where the puck is grabbed there by Zakin. Miami playing pitch and catch across the blue line. Billis able to stop that one with the pad, and now it's deflected back out towards the blue, and a good job there by Indiana to kill off this penalty, as now they will be back to even strength with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in period number 2. In the neutral zone, McKay trying to get it past the blue line, but Indiana was offside. Goodfellow flips it up towards O'Flaherty. He's unable to corral it now, and coming with it the other way for Miami of Ohio is Zach Katz. His attack is shut off, and O'Flaherty let that one get past his stick. It's a foot race now. And O'Flaherty loses his stick. He's able to pick it up, however. And Jeremy is down again across the ice, and the puck is covered by Hanks. Seven minutes even remaining in this period, as there's a lot of discussion going on from the benches. And the draw will be taken here by Semino. Goodfellow flips one towards the net that's just wide on the left side, and now O'Flaherty flips it to the other side. Right out in front, it was left. And now more pushing and shoving going on in there. And Ethan DiLorenzo nearly had an opportunity to get Indiana on the board right there.
Garrett, as both of us are former athletes, I think you would agree with me when I say this game really gets the blood pressure rising and really frustrates you at not being able to be out there with the boys.
It definitely does, and especially when the physicality is as high as it is for both sides, you know there's a dislike for each other at this point. The puck is flipped up off the stick of Quinn Cronin. Now Cronin trying to corral it once again, and it goes behind the net to be taken by DiLorenzo for Indiana. He gets pushed up against the boards and leaves it off for Semino. Semino across. They've got an opportunity here for Timmons that goes off the pad of Colt Hanks, who continues to be impeccable in net. Cesarski couldn't get a stick on that one, and now it's a race for it with Semino. He's going to get there to avoid any damage. He leaves it off for Cesarski off the boards. And now the puck is flipped up by Offenbach onto the stick of DiLorenzo. And it's sent back in towards Billis. That'll be an icing, to the displeasure of the Miami crowd. The officials will discuss it now. And now it appears we're going to have a face-off at center ice, as maybe they jumped the gun on that call. The face-off controlled by Miami, and it's taken in the backside by Brendan Madsen. Madsen leaves it off for Gamekia, and Cesarski does a great job to flip that puck back in. And it's kept onside by Krush. Let's see if Indiana can get something here. Offenbach trying to dangle through. He's cut off. Timmons with the stick, unable to get a piece of it. And now Cesarski is back for Indiana. And that one will flip all the way around the ice. Billis has to make another save on a flip shot from the blue line. And now it's taken into the far corner. Timmons plays it off the boards, but he's unable to come up with it. Here's a shot on net that goes just wide off the stick of Jorge Ortiz, who spent some time in the box earlier. And Offenbach flips it up. They've got Kissel trying to get through, and he's cut off at the last second. Miami coming back with it the other way. Ortiz left it off, and he gets run into by Cesarski. That flip shot deflected off of Timmons to avoid any damage. And now here comes Indiana with Jeremy. And they're unable to get anything going on that attack. Coming back the other way, this is Gamekia. He's cut off, and Cesarski flips it out. Now the puck skittered back towards the blue line and played in behind by Timmons. Timmons gets it up. A good pass there between the legs. Coming up for Indiana now. And that attack leads to nothing. Miami is back with a 2-on-1. A good defensive play by McKay to stop that one-time opportunity. I didn't think he had any chance to get back, but he was able to get the job done. Now coming with it across the blue line is Luca Foglio. Foglio weaving his way through defenders, and it's deflected away. They were unable to reach Jeremy on the pass, as again the puck flies right over his stick. And we have a big collision there. Some more extracurricular pushing and shoving after the play. And the puck will be grabbed by Andrew Lawrence. We're now down to 3.5 minutes to play second period. McKay still with it in the corner. He plays it around the boards to Bonecutter, and Bonecutter flips it up towards the neutral zone, where it's taken back by McKay. McKay tried leaving it off for Knoll, but it was over the blade of his stick. And now, with 3 minutes to go, Miami might have a rush here. A good play by McDaniel, and Billis able to stuff that one out, as Miami thought they might have had another goal. A battle for it against the board sees Miami come out with it once again. And now Will Kling putting the moves on in the neutral zone, comes past the blue line. He leaves it off. The shot is saved by Billis, and Indiana able to get it out of there. On the blue line, the puck is flipped towards Billis. He deflected that one with the blocker. Sammy is seeing some action here late in the second period, as we're now down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Barrett McDaniel just got hurdled by Kessing as he tried to corral that puck. A flip shot off the ankle of Goodfellow up in front. Miami continuing to control possession here in this second period. That flip shot nowhere near Billis. And Miami still with the puck. That one got a piece of an Indiana player out in front. And now this will be JT Kelly flipping it up and leaving it off for Madsen, who plays it through, where Kicker is able to get the puck out of harm's way. And now here comes Semino with the puck up the ice. He's got DiLorenzo there with him. As we're down to a minute and a half to play, O'Flaherty gets pushed up against the boards. He's got nowhere to go. And the puck is taken away by Brendan Madsen. He's run into by Semino. Now there's a battle for it behind the net, and O'Flaherty comes out with it. He flips the puck on net, and now Timmons will dump it back in to Semino. And now coming with it for Miami of Ohio is Quinn Cronin, but the puck gets out of his reach. And we're down to the final minute of play in period number 2. Indiana continuing to trail 3-0. The cross couldn't get through, and now it's flipped out by O'Flaherty, but gloved down at the blue line by Gomecchia. That shot unable to get through the mad traffic that we saw in front of the net, as there have been a few traffic jams along the boards and along the crease so far today. The cross shot flipped in by Andrew Lawrence, and it's grabbed by Sammy Billis. We're now down to 21 seconds to play in period number 2. And it looks like right now Indiana is going to have their work cut out for them in the third if they don't want to get shut out on back-to-back days.
And Garrett, so will the officials. We are about one bad hit from this game turning into a dirty game.
Yeah, I've got a feeling if something breaks out here, it might be big and include multiple players on both teams. So we got to hope we don't see something like that take place, as we're now down to 6 seconds to go. At the blue line, it's flicked in off of the head of a Miami player, and that will do it for period number 2. Indiana unable to generate anything on the offensive end. They are now scoreless through 5 periods against this Miami team, and Colt Hanks in net, but he's really played remarkable so far for his team. And Coach Weiss and the boys will head into the locker room for the second intermission, still trailing 3-0. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. We'll have period number 3 for you. In just a moment, you've been watching club hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
After 40 minutes of heavy hitting and bodies flying, we've got the final frame here at the Hamilton Ice Center in Columbus, Indiana. The club ice hockey at Indiana University trailing the Miami Redhawks by a score of 3-0. Sam Weixler on the play-by-play, back for the final frame alongside Garrett Drake. Garrett, you called the second period, and you saw how physical it was right up close.
Yeah, it's been physical even more so than yesterday's game was, and I thought it would be tough to match that, but they've definitely surpassed the physicality so far, and we still have a whole nother period of play left to go in this one.
So we see Billis still in the frame for Indiana. And the Cream and Crimson setting up an attack. Here's Simino at the right point, swirling over toward the near circle. DiLorenzo lobs a pass forward to Simino, and he collects it in the far corner. A long slap shot thrown on and kicked away by the leg of Hanks. He's another kick shot and a score! No, it's off the cage and out. We saw the netting flutter, and it looked like it was in. The twine rattled a little bit. A minute into this final period, Miami up by a trio of goals. Billis makes the easy stop as Indiana circles the wagons and gets ready to regroup. DiLorenzo avoids a hit right in front of us, and Hanks makes an easy stop as well. There was truly a laundry list of penalties from the first two periods, Garrett, and we'd have to take a media timeout to get through all of them.
Yeah, there's been so many we haven't been able to keep track of the exact number, but I know that it's got to be getting close to double digits for Miami.
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume this post-game write-up will take both of us a little bit of extra time.
No question about that. There's going to be a lot to report.
Garrett, it also feels like Indiana just hasn't been able to muster up as many shots as they have in previous games or in previous periods versus Miami.
Yeah, they've already gotten more shots than they did in the game yesterday against this Miami team. But at the end of that's still not a lot. And they're going to have to find some more here in the tank in the third to try to get on the board.
Indiana's going to have to dig deep and find something to change the tide in this contest. 3-0 the score, Indiana trailing, as Miami sets up a sustained attack in the right to left attacking zone. Miami in red, Indiana in white. Quick change for both sides. Null lumbers over the boards one leg at a time as a new forward line is out on the ice. Goodfellow pins the puck up against the boards right behind the net. Another little bit of a hand fighting as Goodfellow and McDonald doing damage behind Billis's backside. Somebody loses a stick. It looks like it's Bonecutter without a stick. He's holding his leg against the board, desperately trying to hold the puck with him. Now Timmons finds it in the trapezoid and pushes it forward all the way toward McDonald, who can't find it under his own skate blade. Indiana, another quick change. Looks like Weiss is having the guys cycle and move on to the next line quickly here in the final period. A long saucer pass that nearly whacks two different skaters in the face, but clears the blue line. Chambers digs in right at the blue line, pushing the puck wide. He and Michelli lay chase into the attacking zone, applying pressure before the chip shot goes off the glass on the near side. Moving around, here's Douglas with a quick shot. He holds it and it's in the back of the net, 5-hole. Billis gives up a goal of its own. It's now 4-0, and Miami quickly adds to the scoreboard here in the third period.
Miami able to strike less than 3 minutes into the final frame, and they've now exceeded their goal total from yesterday. It's 4-0, and they're getting closer to that 7-goal per game average.
Feels like Indiana is really starting to feel the past two games on their body. 3 minutes have elapsed here in the final frame. Indiana trying to make something of this final period of the contest and final period of this home-and-home series between the two clubs that are not guaranteed to meet again this season unless they do match up in the TSCHL playoffs or perhaps regionals. Indiana holding it in their own zone, and Krusch gets buried into the ice, and they're tangled up. It looks like there's some Velcro stuck on something, as Schmidt and Krusch had locked arms and elbows. Looked like they were joined at the hip. Speaking of Krusch, he's got the puck in the center circle. He takes a long slap shot at the puck, and moves it into the attacking zone. Offenbach gets spun around. Timmons holding the puck just outside the near circle and pushes it forward so Kissel can chip it in. And Indiana, again, another quick line change, getting fresh legs out onto the ice. Timmons locked in a fierce battle right at the goal line, the red line. Simoneau laying the body and looking back to see what happened. O'Flaherty finds the puck and knocks it forward, chipping it across the glass. Goodfellow slows down Skaggs, who pushes it all the way across the mouth of the goal. Billis able to push it wide with the stick. And Simoneau and Goodfellow again being forced to do all kinds of dirty work in the corner. Simoneau chops at the puck. Finally, Timmons moving it forward. Billis slowly skating in the crease, waiting for his defenseman to clear the zone. O'Flaherty whacking and smacking at the puck, trying to get it free, and now we'll have a slashing call on a stick lift. Garrett, what did you see there that we might not have?
I didn't see a penalty. I think I saw the same thing you did. And I usually tend to side with the officials on things like that, but that did not look like a trip or a slash or anything of that nature.
Well, we gave our compliments to the referees in the preseason game when Indiana played the Chicago Cougars junior team. That was a really good set of officials. Here's DiLorenzo on a 2-on-1 break. He's got Simoneau with him on the far side. DiLorenzo holds, shoots. It's just wide on the inside. Scooped up by Emery on the half-dashers in front of his own bench. 15 minutes remaining in the game. Indiana trailing by 4 goals now. And it's a 5-on-4 power play for the Redhawks still. Puck ricochets all the way back behind Billis. He stands up, trying to find the puck behind him. DiLorenzo throws the blade of his stick at it, and it sails past Hanks, who uses his glove to slow it down. 1:15 to go on the power play. Miami trying to make something of this advantageous situation they find themselves in. Bone cutter tailing Wallace to the back post to Schmidt. He's all by himself, throws it top shelf, a bottle rocket, and Schmidt has another one for the Redhawks. It's 5-0 with 15 minutes to go in the game. Power play goal for Jacob Schmidt.
Schmidt able to put that puck away on the break there. And just like that, Miami has put nearly as many goals in this period already, 5 minutes in, that they have throughout the course of the entire game. It's now 5-0.
Well, if you want to call last night's game a moral victory for Indiana in terms of slowing down the Miami offense, I'm not sure what to think of this game, although we have not had the clock hit triple zeros yet. Here comes Jeremy trying to move with the puck forward. Instead, it's lifted high into the air by Skaggs. Whacking at it. Now Jeremy weaving through traffic again at his own blue line. Carries it out of trouble onto the far side in front of the Miami bench. Tries to nutmeg the man covering him on the far circle, and he gets thrown down to the ice. Now that's McKay on his backside. He lost his stick. And Indiana with a pitch and catch between the D-men. They'll get a quick change for both those defensemen. They're caught in the middle of a change as Cesarski gets out, but Timmons was not able to get a replacement. Even strength after that power play goal commuted the sentence. And it's 5-0. A full hand margin for the Redhawks with 13.5 to go here in the game. Snapshot tried, but Kelly misses it. Here's Cruz. He's on a rush by himself. Gets tangled up in the far circle and thrown down to his knees. Offenbach finds the puck in the near corner, collecting it, spinning around, and runs into Kissel's backside, who's had some hard hits of his own. Threads it through towards Cesarski, a top shelf shot that's gloved away by Hanks, back into play. Krush finds his man over on the near side. That's Timmons. Puck sails and hits the tinfoil on the ceiling above the net, and a stoppage in play will be called. 12:55 to go here in the third. Still a 5-0 margin.
Indiana's getting some good shots on the net here. They're just not quite getting to Hanks. He hasn't had to work a whole lot to make these saves, especially off the deflections, but let's see if they can get something going here in the final 12:55.
Indiana wins the faceoff to the glove side of Hanks. A shot immediately thrown on A snapper from DiLorenzo at the near circle, straight into the belly, and the numbering on the front of Colt Hank's sweater, and he'll gobble it up. Face off again to the glove side. Simino takes it against Skaggs, but it's thrust into the corner. Ortiz whisks it forward. A bouncing puck into the slot that had eyes for the attacking zone. Here's Simino, who has to leave the space after the puck went back and across. Here's Skaggs, a long slap shot, gloved away, and a waffle board save as well. And now we've got a whistle at center ice. The referee, who was farthest away from the play, had his arm raised, so we didn't quite see what happened. We'll have to wait for the scorer's table to communicate.
Cesarski was getting his stick held in between the arm by the defender there, and the referee caught him. It looks like they sent Cesarski to the box, though, as they might call roughing on this. That's the only thing I could think of, but...
Well, Garrett, a familiar phrase. The Miami Redhawks are on a power play and will look to put another one in the back of the net. 5-0 with a 5-on-4 power play. 12:20 to go in the game. Miami weaving through, trying to set up a cycle, but no, lays the shoulder into Wallace, who's been effective as a forward so far. Wallace getting tangled up. It looks like somebody's stick got crunched, and the puck sails up and hits the other side of the tinfoil to stop play. Face off to the glove side of Billis in the Indiana defending zone. Here's Schmidt holding the puck on the boards just outside the left circle. Thinks about it now, pushes it over toward Emery. Emery with the first goal of the afternoon. Leaves it toward a teammate on the back post, but skillfully cleared away by Timmons, and the puck sails all the way wide in front of the Miami bench. 69 seconds remaining on the power play for the Redhawks. Let's see if they can make anything of it. Wallace, who just ended up on his backside a moment ago, avoids a big hit, but loses the puck in the process. So half of this penalty has been killed off by Indiana so far. Hanks makes a very dangerous Patrick Waugh-esque spin and flick of the puck in his own defending zone. Nearly gave possession right up to Indiana from point-blank range.
Will Kicker did a good job of putting the pressure on the goaltender right there.
Again, Timmons bangs the puck across the boards and into the far side to kill some more time. Quarterbacking the offense was Gamikia, moving around, trying to avoid the Indiana pressure. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Madsen rushing into the near side at the left circle, tries to spin around. Can't get it to go home on the back post, and now McKay fighting for it. He moves his stick. Again, a big hit. And lunging at the puck, poking it away, is McDonald. 10 seconds on the power play, and it looks like Miami will be unable to add to their score, and Indiana successfully surviving the 5-on-4. Jeremy gets thrown down to the ice with a hit from behind, aided by the stick of one Miami Redhawks skater. Barrett McDaniel goes down like a catcher to block the puck from going under him, using the side of his boot to block the puck. Now we're going to have a delayed offside as Indiana has to leave the zone. Jeremy lines up for a hit, but instead the puck sails past him. Cesarski finds the puck wobbling end over end along the blue line and waits for Timmons to dish it back to him. Puck flung into the center circle. Kissel tries to swing his stick at it, but Timmons comes up to make the play at the blue line. Chipped in by Emery again, who's been all over the ice so far. Cronin moving the puck right next to Billis' glove side. That's the far side of the ice. And again, Indiana clears the line, but can't hold on to possession. Sustained attacks have been the downfall of Indiana in this game and last night's game. They just can't keep the pressure up. The only time we did see that was right out of the gate last night. For about 10 minutes, it looked like Indiana had the momentum on their side. And now we've got some confusion as the on-ice officials are discussing.
Throughout this game, we've seen Indiana go on spurts where they just get flurries of shots on the net, but then after that, they really don't get anything going on the offensive side.
Kessing sonks at the puck at the blue line, and Indiana has a rush of their own. Here's Krush. trying to stick handle. He lays it off toward Offenbach. Offenbach pushing it forward, but the shot does not get through. It hits traffic. Karush circling around the blue line. The puck pushed toward Goodfellow. He's at the blue line on the near side, gains the zone, curling into the corner. Wallace gets laid out. He went head first onto the ice. Cesarski pins the puck up on the boards right in front of the Miami bench. Some trash talking coming from them, to say the least. Cesarski again lining up a hit, pushes Frost into the boards. Now it's Wallace alongside Emery. They throw a shot up that hits the tinfoil. We'll have a stoppage. Pardon me, it was gloved down by Billis. How about that? A good job by Sammy Billis to hold the puck. 8:44 to go in the third. 5-0 the score for the Redhawks of Miami, Ohio. Face off to the glove side of Billis. Won by Indiana, but a miscommunication results in Wallace having the puck at his stick. Now over to Schmidt on the far corner. He feeds it through Offenbach. Off the ice now. Replacing him is Cesarski. Here comes O'Flaherty. Tries to get the puck on his good side, but he's caught down from behind and no call made. He spun like a top while he was on the ice. Now rushing the other way, Torsten Lee, the leading scorer for the Redhawks, who has not yet scored a goal in this series. Shot from the top of the right circle, they score. It's Brendan Madsen putting his name on the score sheet. It is 6-0, and it looks like I spoke too soon, Garrett. There's Torsten Lee's assist.
Torsten Lee getting into the scoring sheet for the first time in this two-game set. He led Miami of Ohio in points going in with 11 goals and 11 assists, and now he picks up assist number 12 on the season, and Indiana facing an insurmountable deficit now.
It'll be a long car ride home if this score line holds, Garrett. 8 and change to go in the game. Indiana down by a touchdown, minus the extra point. Again, an attack by the Redhawks, and again, a glove save. Leather work by Billis has been exceptional, although he's had some bad opportunities presented to him in front of his crease.
Yeah, that's been the story of these past couple games. The goaltending play has been good, but, you know, they just get put in some bad situations, and it comes back to bite them.
Still, Indiana continuing with the physical play, not giving up in the corner, and still going after loose pucks. McDaniel goes side first into the boards, and then Null spins Wallace around. That's Katz, pardon me, who goes into the board head first in the corner. Miami holds onto the puck, keeps the zone. No, causing havoc right down Broadway. And finally, Miami forced to evacuate the zone. 7.5 to go. Katz moving in on the near side. Tries to do-si-do around McDaniel, who throws him down MMA style in the circle. McDaniel shaking his gloves, trying to figure out if he wants to go. Indiana still continuing to play physically like we just mentioned, Garrett. Wallace trying to fish the puck out of the corner, but instead Null moves away. Threads it to Bonecutter across the far side of the ice, who takes a hip check, nearly does, from Lawrence. And now it's McDonald in the attacking zone in the near corner. Over to Timmons at the right point. Weaving all the way around, that's Emery. Pushes the puck toward his own bench, and then it's lifted high into the sky. And Miami will force a delay of game. It looks like no call, so they will just have a puck drop to the stick side of Hanks in net. 6:41 to go here in the third. Indiana down by 6.
Despite being down 6-0, getting one goal on the board in these final 6 minutes and 41 seconds would mean a lot for this Indiana team, as they would avoid Colt Hanks from picking up his 5th shutout of the season.
Kessing loses his edge, and Indiana finds the puck wobbling across Broadway in the high slot, but instead Miami moves it the other way. Puck chipped off the right leg of Jeremy, so Indiana will try to set up another offensive attack. Goodfellow avoids a big hit and throws a hit of his own. Timmons chasing the puck fiercely into the corner. He has a hit fall on him and continuing the play. Chambers pushes the puck, a weird redirect. The puck bouncing all the way into the sky and batted down by Timmons. He'll have to let the Redhawks touch the puck first. Michelli gets spun around before he can get a shot off. Here's Jeremy throwing a shot on from the middle of the slot. Doesn't go. Under 6 minutes to go. Timmons pushing the puck forward, keeping it in the zone. Moves just outside the right circle. Can't get a shot on. Now Chambers has his stick held right at the right dot. Timmons throws the edge of his stick at the puck, trying to keep it in the zone. Chambers pushes himself against an opponent in the near corner. 5.5 to go. Indiana gets a change. It looks like that forward line was getting quite gassed. Here's Cesarski poking the puck, but it floats up and away out of the zone. And then a tackle from behind. We should have a penalty, but there's nothing called. Now we do. An official on the near side of the ice did see that headlock and chokehold. Griffin Timmons was taken down backwards. That's the second MMA move we've seen, Garrett.
Yeah, that's definitely against the rules there. He put both of his hands open palm around the mask of Timmons and just threw him down from behind.
And what's unfortunate is that penalty was committed by Henry Frost, the senior for the Redhawks. He had a scholarship for leadership back in high school, and you don't usually see that kind of action from a guy who's a senior and who's been around and knows how to play the game right. I'm sure that's just a lapse in judgment from the veteran Frost.
No, that's a pointless penalty. No point in Miami wanting to go down a man here, especially up 6-0.
Well, Indiana has yet to set up an attack, finally starting to circle the puck. Goodfellow at the left point. Down low toward McDonald. He holds, shoots from a sharp angle. Puck flutters wide again. He gets tied up. Krusch coming in, joins the action, gets a face wash, and now gives a shove of his own. McDonald really using his body to move the puck around the boards. 1:30 to go on the power play for Indiana. Again down low into the corner. That's Kissel swinging around with it. Dishes it to Krusch in the trapezoid. Held up by the body of Madsen, who scored a goal earlier. Kissel now pushed against the board as well. Half the penalty killed off. And Kissel has his stick stolen away by Gamikia. And he'll have to head to the bench for a new twig as the puck gets chipped up and out of play over the Miami bench. 4:20 to go in the game. 6-0 the score. And Indiana has 60 seconds remaining on what could be their final power play.
They've got one last opportunity here with a minute left on it to try to get some momentum on the board. They definitely do not want to be held scoreless these last two games.
Face off to the stick side of Hanks. Cesarski holding it at the left point. All the way across the ice. Back to Cesarski, who lines up a slap shot that goes high and wide. Found in the corner by Jeremy. Onto the near side. That's Timmons with it. Moving around. A big fight in the boards. 30 seconds to go. All the way across to Timmons again. Cesarski holding. A quick slap shot by Jeremy. He whiffs. And another redirect goes on cage. Poked away by Hanks. He clears his own crease. The puck sails high and wide all the way across the ice. 20 seconds to go. Indiana will have one more good rush on this power play. Here's Chambers. He tries to dump and trace to himself. A little give and go along the boards. 10 seconds to go on this 5-on-4. It sails high and wide. And Indiana will not be able to mount anything on the power play. Jeremy moving through the center circle over toward the right point. He gets stopped momentarily but swings all the way behind the goal. Leaves it for Simoneau in the near corner. Simoneau chopping at the puck, trying to get it free. 3 minutes exactly remaining in the game. Indiana still down by 6. DiLorenzo emerges with the puck, flicking it behind himself over to Simoneau, trying a wraparound. A quick shot from a close range. O'Flaherty couldn't get it to go, and it's bounced off the glass and out. A quick breakaway on the other side by Kling, who's got several goals of his own. He had 2 last night and is on the score sheet as well. Simoneau threads it through over to O'Flaherty in front of the Miami bench. 2.5 to go as Katz throws a body, and that is Indiana's kicker, who's on his backside again. And an elbowing will be called on Zach Katz, the senior.
Kicker continues to take a beating in this one. He's going to be feeling the effects of this game for a few days at least.
Gamikia having a stern talking to with the referee on the near side. It looks like a parent scolding a child. Not sure what it was about, but I'm sure there was something physical in this game that happened that warranted such a discussion. And Indiana, again, on the 5-on-4. Well, Garrett, I spoke too soon. They've got one more shot. Face off in the attacking zone for Indiana from left to right in white sweaters. They lose the zone. It's McDonald who has to chase it around in front of his own bench, gets slowed down by the referee, and takes a whack on the shoulder from Cronin, who was pressing him. Given away, here's Froese in the slot, backhands a shot towards Billis, who kicks it away easily. Offenbach moving around in his own zone. Deking and diving through traffic, now moves across the blue line and holds it. He waits for an option, but instead the puck wobbles away across the line. 30 seconds have elapsed on this power play. Goodfellow keeping his eyes up on the ice, trying to find something to make an attack. He gets pushed around. Offenbach scoops it up at the high slot. He risks a shot on, but it's wide. Again, Goodfellow has his stick ripped from his hands. He's asking for a new twig. The puck saucer right near the head of the linesman on the near side. And half of this power play has been killed off for Miami. Good skating in his own zone. That's Timmins moving around. He's over to the left point outside the dot on the left side. He gets his twig ripped out of his hands. He'll head to the bench for a new one. And it'll be 4.5-on-4 as he collects a new stick. Pass into the center circle. DiLorenzo moves around a defenseman and his own man. Over to the left point. Deeks and dives. Holding. Wrist shot. Bounced off the waffle board of Colt Hanks. And DiLorenzo gets thrown into the ice. And the glass, rather. Moving around behind the cage. That's Bonecutter doing some work. He's got to avoid 2 or 3 different sticks down there. Timmins thinks about a shot. Now lines it up for Kicker over on the left point. Again, the puck finds the stick of DiLorenzo, who watches it go by him. We're under 30 seconds to go and 10 seconds remaining on this power play for Indiana. This could be a last chance to put a tally on the board. Here's Null. He throws a long shot on. It's gloved by Hanks, but the puck stays in play. A quick shot from the back post by DiLorenzo. 15 seconds to go. Indiana trying to put something on the score sheet. 10 seconds to go. The power play is over. It's even strength. Puck chipped up against the boards. And as Kicker comes to field the puck in his own zone, that'll be all she wrote. Final score here in Columbus, Indiana, 6-0. On the weekend, Miami takes the cake, 3-0 last night, and by that touchdown this evening. Garrett?
Yeah, it was just tough for Indiana to really get anything going these past couple games against Miami of Ohio. Getting outscored 9-0 in a 2-game set is never what you're looking for, but I don't want that to take away from the effort that they put in to try to make some adjustments. We saw them work yesterday in that game, but today Miami just came out ready to play, and you know, they put 6 on the board, and when somebody does that against you, even if you don't score, there's not much you can do about that. But Indiana put it together. The effort was there, which is what you like to see. Coach Henderson was absent today. Coach Weiss took over, and they were just unable to get anything going in their momentum.
One thing we talked about in the pregame show last night was how this is going to be a measuring stick game and series for Indiana, and they proved their worth. They held their own last night. They played physically. They skated with them. They stayed with them and held them to just 3 goals. Although it looks like the lack of sleep from the long bus ride last night has caught up to this team, and they were not able to flip the switch and make something happen offensively. Lots of discussions on the ice between players on both sides. There are several skaters from the Indianapolis area on both sides. Some extra handshakes going on as the series has concluded. So we're not guaranteed to see the Redhawks until the postseason, if then. Garrett, any final thoughts before we end this weekend series against the Redhawks of Miami, Ohio?
Yeah, if you're Indiana right now, you just got to flush these past 2 games and move on to Ohio State next week. Miami of Ohio is a great team. There's a reason that they haven't lost a game yet. Their goalie does not give up many goals, as we saw. Hanks was outstanding for them. And Indiana just needs to reset, hit the reset button, if you will, and get ready for the Buckeyes next weekend.
If you had to pick a star of the game, Garrett, for Indiana or Miami, who would you pick?
I think Colt Hanks was just the star of this series, and no question about that. No goals given up in 120 minutes of ice time. That's unbelievable.
My star of the game will go to Nathan Zazarski, the captain defenseman for Indiana. Played physical, went blow for blow with everybody on the Redhawks, and dished out just as much as he took in. And you've got to respect that from a leader in a very physical contest that takes a toll on your body after 120 minutes on the ice.
No question. It's tough to keep it together, especially when you're getting your butt handed to you like Indiana was today. But Zazarski always does a great job of making sure his guys are playing their hardest all the way until the final buzzer, and he's a great leader for this team.
Well, the sweaters will get washed during the week, and we'll see you all next weekend. It's Ohio State for a pair of games from right here in Columbus. For Garrett Drake, my color commentator, cameraman, and stats and everything in between, I've been Sam Weixler. Thank you for listening. Drive home safely, buckle up, and we'll talk to you next time. This has been Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network. Miami 6, Indiana 0.